welcome to Janette's I'm Every Woman TV. I'm your host, Janette Burke, and we are live on location at Aloft Hotel in Vaughan. Today we have something very unique happening. We are going to actually interview me so that you can get an idea of who I am and what I do. I've invited Danielle Caruso, who is a graphic artist in all things graphic artistry, to actually interview me today, and she's going to take over right now.
Okay, Janette, so first, how did you become a producer, TV show host, and media marketing specialist?
Okay, well, I actually started out as a publicist, and I did that for many, many years, and I had some very good success. I put clients in all kinds of media, even international media, even 2020, Breakfast TV, you name it, in Canadian media, Canada AM, all the big stuff, and the big papers and what have you. And that is a very big job. It's a 24/7 job when you're on the red carpet and when you're representing like smaller companies and boutique firms, as I was. But a part of me always felt like I was not doing what I was really put on this face of the earth to do. And I really felt that I belonged in front of the camera, not behind it. And I especially felt that when I would go out with my clients and see them being interviewed on these top shows and on radio and in papers and what have you, and I always thought, you know, I really feel like I'm a born journalist and I had the training and I wanted to move out of what I was doing. So as opportunity would have it, I was invited to be a guest on a show talking about PR. That opportunity wound up leading me to my own permanent segment. And when that person left the studio that he was with that show, the actual studio at the time, which was that channel, another internet TV station, invited me to come and join their flagship show, which was called Liquid Lunch, and become a co-host with my own segment that doubled. So I did that for 18 months. And then I was invited to move to another network and start Janette's I'm Every Woman TV. And I felt that maybe it wasn't the right time, but they talked me into it and I did it. And we've never looked back. So I guess why I did it was to pursue my dreams and also to actually move away from studios, because I noticed that after working with studios for about, 3 years, that it's not all cracked up to be. I mean, it's hard. You have to promote them. You have to get all the views go to them. All the money goes to them. And I was ready to start my own thing and really make this an opportunity for myself and my clients.
What is Janette's I'm Every Woman TV, and why did you start it back in 2011?
Janette's I'm Every Woman TV is really a twofold forum. The first forum is for the viewer, and the viewers are women, predominantly in the 30 to 55 age bracket. We do have some younger viewers too in the 25 to 35 age category. But what I wanted Janette's I'm Every Woman TV, and what I feel it is, was my vision of having a forum where we could openly discuss the personal and professional issues that affect a woman's life, regardless of her race, her background, her education level, her income level, etc. I really believe that at the core helm, all women face the same issues, but they also think that they are alone in facing those issues because they're juggling so many things: career, family, work, finances, so many stresses on a woman today. So I wanted to have a forum, an open forum, where we could openly discuss these issues and everyone could feel that they were getting answers, and that in doing so we would keep women out of what I call the suck hole, which is the suck hole is the place where you get when you become paralyzed and you can't move forward any further in your life. I don't want women to feel that way. I want women to keep moving forward. I want them to be great role models for other women to follow, especially generations of younger women, because sometimes there isn't enough role models for women to follow. The second purpose for Janette's I'm Every Woman TV was really to give an opportunity to women in business and coaches and consultants, celebrities, book authors, CEOs, chefs, artists, you name it, who were not comfortable in the spotlight, not comfortable tooting their own horn, an opportunity to really learn how to be comfortable in the spotlight and to be able to share and impart their expertise to the viewer with the expectation that it wouldn't be a sales job, but rather an opportunity to convey some kind of useful information that could potentially change their life. So whether that is a tool, a different way of thinking, an idea, something that the viewing audience can take away and actually use. So that's really why I did it. November 28, 2011 was the first day I did it, and I'll never forget it. I was nervous as all hell. I didn't think I was ready to go forward. But you know, lights, camera, action, you gotta go, right? You gotta be prepared. And that show, actually, that was a very exciting show. I had on that show a specialist who was talking about her book, Frazzled Hurried Woman, and her name is Rosalie Moscow. And I thought that was a perfect way to start my show because that's exactly what I'm talking about. And on top of that, we had the firemen, the Toronto firemen come in, Mr. March and Mr. November. And let's face it, there isn't a girl who doesn't like that, right? So that's what it, you know, entertainment, inspiration, that's what I want to do. I want to provide that for people. And good knowledge, take home, take away.
So what sets Janette's I'm Every Woman TV apart from all other TV and internet shows?
Okay, that's a really good question, and I can't wait to answer it. I feel that my show is not just a show. It's actually a whole encompassing publicity package, marketing, online media, image, wardrobe, everything. So what really sets it apart is that we actually provide a guest sponsor publicity package, not just an opportunity to be on a TV show. The TV show part is rather more or less the icing on the cake. First, I prep you. And by prep, I mean I really work with you on getting ready to be on TV. Because I'm running a very professional operation here. It's probably the highest type of operation you can get next to being on a national broadcast. And so it's a 3-camera shoot, and for some people who've never had that experience or even had any experience being in any form of media or TV, it's going to be overwhelming for them. They have to be ready for it. So we start with prep, and prep is all about getting you ready to be on that, on the show, on the cameras. So we have to look at your message, we have to look at your image, we have to look at how you present yourself, your body language. We have to look at the script that we create, because we do not just give you an interview, we give you a promotional video with it. So you have to be ready for that. So we have to look at all these things before we can even fathom taking you to the shoot part. And then, of course, the next part is the shoot. And as I said, it's very professional. It's high-def cameras. We have a Twittering opportunity and Facebook opportunity first. We do hair and makeup. You know, we prepare for the camera. It's a whole evening. It's an experience. But then the next part that really separates me from others is what we call the push. And in this part, I mean, the value of all these little separate pieces, if you were going to look at them, or if you were trying to get them individually, would cost you thousands of dollars. I have applied my PR background to encompass all these different things at a very affordable price. The push alone is worth well over $1,000. I mean, in that capacity, we're kind of acting as our clients' publicists for them, especially if they don't understand social media and they don't have a strategy for social media or the time to get out there and promote themselves the way we do. We actually, and I say we, meaning myself and my team, actually post our guests in over 950 groups, over 1,000 groups. And that's on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Tumblr, Google+. We also post in Vimeo and YouTube. And you know, that's a lot of work, and it's also a lot of exposure because those groups have anywhere from 200 or more people in them. So we're calculating everything, and we're calculating views, we're calculating seen buys, we're calculating Google Analytics, how many hits are getting to my website. So when you actually see the view count, it's a lot more than what is just shown on YouTube or Vimeo. In fact, we're averaging anywhere from about 17,000 to 55,000 views per episode. So we put you first out in a show notice, as a designated center stage show notice. Goes out once a week. You are featured in it right at the top. We only release one episode at a time, so all eyes are on you. You're not being shared with anybody else. And we give you the branding, and we give you photography, and we give you the episode, and we give you the promo video, and we give you links to your website. It's all there. And then we supplement that with those 7-day online social media campaign to all those posts, to all those people. And we manually calculate all the views. So we know exactly how many of our viewing audience, which is presently at 95.5 plus an additional 64,000 combined on all my social media platforms, are actually watching you and are interested in your message, and who is it? And we give you a detailed visibility report actually spelling that out. So we have accountability, whereas if you go on a traditional TV show, you'll never know who's exactly watching you. We really don't know their numbers. And the other thing is there's no follow-up. So that's something else I've included, because we offer giveaways. So when we offer giveaways, we're promoting it on the same period, and we're actually able to collect leads for our clients that they can convert into sales. So now they have an opportunity to have ROI and follow up on their actual appearance. But we don't end it there. We don't leave you hanging after that. We don't just present you with all this information. We actually give you another call with me, which is kind of like a session, a leveraging or marketing media session, where I actually teach you how to use those tools that I've created for you, so that you can use them to present in your e-zines, your website, go and get more speaking gigs, maybe even get more media gigs. That's what it's all about. It's comprehensive, and it's higher up than most other things. We're not just a show.
And why do you choose to operate this way? What's the benefit to the viewer, your guest, and your clients?
I choose to operate this way because I don't want somebody coming on my show and just doing a pitch or, being all salesy. I want somebody who's actually got something tangible to give. And so the benefit is that if you really want to get noticed and you really want to get attention, you have to be packaged for that. You have to be really well groomed for that. Otherwise, just to go on a show for the sake of going on a show and, spewing out information that you haven't even thought about what you're saying is really a disservice to yourself. It's also a disservice to yourself to put out a shoddy production, because your brand is at stake, your image is at stake. If you want people watching you and believing in you so that you build in your credibility and your positioning, you gotta be there. And I know that because I was a publicist. The benefits are tenfold, and I could probably only just list a few in this short time, but we're really about positioning. We're about putting people in the spotlight, drawing more traffic to their website, really taking them from their industry's best kept secret to a recognized expert. We're trying to give them a better chance at even having the possibility of being looked at by traditional media, because we are properly packaging and branding them. We're trying to also take things to a higher level caliber. As to the benefit for the viewer, well, we're offering them quality TV with quality guests that literally have tangible information that can truly impact and benefit their life, enrich, enlighten, and entertain. That's what it's all about. So I'm bringing something to the table that is a little unique. It's a little higher end. We're not for everybody, that's okay. And we're not saying that other shows aren't good. We're saying that what I have put together is a unique thing that most other shows do not offer, not even TV shows. I'm trying to make you the best that you can be. I'm trying to make sure that people really look and listen to you and get it and want to call you and want to do business with you. It's all about the positioning.
What's next for you and why?
What's next for me? Good question. Well, a couple of things are next. So I've been toying with the idea of starting another show. Not sure if it's going to be on YouTube or if I'm going to have a show on the internet. Internet's huge. Today, everybody's on social media. We have a tablet, we have a computer, we have our phones, and it's really taking over. So that being on traditional media is not going to be the same experience it ever was. I mean, really, social media is taking over. We cannot fabricate our views. So, this is an essential part of why I do it on the internet. So I have already one show on the internet. I'm toying with the idea of possibly having a show on regular TV. W, if you're watching, I'd love you to carry me. Or possibly another internet TV show, which I have something I'm working on, a completely different type of show than this, which I'm thinking about coming out with. But I also want and look forward to releasing a Janette's Media Academy, which will be a group program involving one-to-one and group training on all aspects of media. And it's going to be very interesting because we're going to cover a lot of things that I presently offer only in VIP. And literally, we're going to go through everything. It's going to be a whole program, and it'll be even more ready for the limelight. And I really want people to get past their fears of a camera. The camera's your best friend. It's a fly on the wall. You just have to know how to use it to your advantage. So that's an important thing I really want to bring to life. I've been waiting for that for a while. And I also want to mention that I've been working so hard for like almost 2 years straight. When I started this on my own, I started with only 86,000 subscribers to my opt-in weekly show notice to Janette's Time Every Woman TV, and less than, I think, something like 34,000 following me on all the social media platforms combined. We're now at 95,500 and 68,000 following me combined. And we just keep growing. My YouTube channel has grown leaps and bounds. Everything's growing. And so I know that I'm making a difference, and that's what it's all about. I want to make a difference. I really do. When I get the viewer comments that I get coming back to me, thank you, Janette, thank you for sharing this information, thank you, it made such a difference in my life, it's worth all the pain, sweat, and tears, because let me tell you, doing this job is not easy. There's a lot of planning, there's a lot of organizing, there's a lot of coordinating, there's a lot of training, and there are days when I say, you know what, I'm done, I'm giving up. But then something like that happens, and it makes it all worthwhile. So too, you asked me what's next, and I just got nominated for 3 awards. And I was like astonished, because one day I got something in the mail from W100, Profit 100. The next day I got Profit Magazine, Woman of the Year in the mail. And then the next day after that, I got an RBC nomination for RBC Woman of the Year 2016. And this was all within 3 days.
Oh, wow.
And I was like pinching myself. I thought they had the wrong address. I'm like, okay. But you know, I'm really out there because I really promote people, and I think that I put my heart and soul into it, and people are noticing. And so that's I'm just going to do more of it.
That's great. So of all the skills you've acquired for media marketing, which ones do you feel are the most important, and why?
Okay, listening. Listening is a very important skill. Because if I can't listen to you, I can't get your message down. If I can't get your message down, I can't get a good script or customized interview question, which we also prepare. So that's key. It's also key in interviewing. And I love interviewing. But when you interview, you have to listen, because somebody's giving you an answer. And sometimes they miss the mark a little bit on the answer. And as an interviewer, it's my job to guide them to get that answer out. So really listening, knowing, and honing in on what they have to offer, and taking the back seat. This is very different for me now. Talking to you, I'm being interviewed, I'm giving you all this information. But normally I'm in the driver's seat and guiding them. And so I really enjoy that part. I really enjoy all things related to the prep and interviewing part, which I've mastered. I devoted my whole life to it, starting when I graduated Public and Media Relations Marketing.
So I hear you have a free giveaway for us today. Would you like to explain to us what that is?
I do. So, you know, when you look on my website under what we have to offer, I have different packages that I offer. And one of them is VIP media marketing, consulting, and training for people who are preparing to go on a TV show, or want to approach the media and don't know how to do a press release or a press video, or want to know more about what to write in their newsletters and blogs, or various different things. That's very, very spelled out, so I won't go into all the details. It's all listed under there. So I have an opportunity to get a 1-hour consultation with me on whatever top 3 media marketing or video challenges you're facing. It's 1 hour on the phone or Skype, and it's worth $250 to the first person who calls in to claim it.
And how can we contact you?
To get the prize, you need to visit www.janetteburke, JANETTEBURKE.com. We have a section under Janette's Time Every Woman TV Great Giveaways. It will be listed there. You'll have to enter to win. Obviously, you can contact me by calling me at 416-802-0655. You can also send an email to Janette, Janette, at Janette, Janett, Burke, BURKE.com. I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Tumblr. I'm on every social media platform you can think of, and they all have a button that says message. So you can get me that way too. I'm very attainable and available, and I really want to help you get the visibility, the exposure, and the leads you need, and make you a wealthy people from getting that. In closing, I would like to say thank you, Danielle Caruso, for coming in and interviewing me for a change.
You're very welcome.
I haven't had an interview in so long, I forgot how. I want to thank you all for being with us today, and remind you to follow all our posts on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, Google+, Vimeo, YouTube, Tumblr, Instagram. I think that's everything. I might have missed one, but we're hashtag Janette's I'm Every Woman TV, and we are on most social media platforms. You will find us. Until next time, continue to be fabulous.